Part 5. Woohoo! Yeah. Yeah, we're part 5. So, if you've been watching this for the past 4 parts, you're probably like, man, when is he going to be done? You know, granted, sports is not boring, okay? Please watch this part 5, okay? So in the past few videos, I talked about 5 teams in the Crossroads League. So I got to get through the next 4 in the next 4.5 minutes. So now moving on to Grace College. Now remember, Mount Vernon defeated Grace College in Winona Lake, Indiana. Back in February, 87-79. They had never beaten them on their home. They have never beaten Grace in their facility ever in program history. So that was really impressive. Mount Vernon had a great game. Maggie Koblenz contributed with almost 20 points. Taylor Gregory had over 25 points. Elizabeth Fee had 15 points. So it was a great day all the way around. Now, the key for Grace, can Mount Vernon beat them again this upcoming year? I personally think they can. I really do. But it's going to be a little bit tougher because freshman Maddie Ryman sat out last year because of a hip injury, so she's going to be back on the floor this year. She's a really good player. And obviously their returning players, Kiana Stahl, who's going to be a senior, as well as Saltmore Cameron Hotstetler, and both of those girls had over 25 points in the home game against Mount Vernon back in January. And that is going to be a huge contributor for Mount Vernon's success. Grace is a team where they play full court press defense the whole entire game. Now we saw it last season, Mount Vernon just could not really handle the full court press pressure that Grace had. So the key is going to be, can Mount Vernon be able to handle the full court pressure defense that Grace plays? And secondly, can they guard Cameron Hotstetler and Kiana Stahl a little bit better than what they did last year? That's going to be the key. Now, a blessing to Mount Vernon's credit regarding Grace is that Veronica Drake graduated. She's a senior, or was a senior. I'm pretty sure that she graduated. Okay, so bear with me on that because I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure she just graduated, though. I personally thought she was a junior, so she may have graduated. Again, I'm not going to. I can't confirm that. All right, so bear with me on that. Now, so there you have it with Grace. Now we get to the bottom of the lineup with with Bethel, Goshen, and Spring Arbor. Well, I'm gonna go to Spring Arbor first. Now, Spring Arbor, they're a team that they just really haven't gotten it together the past few years, and they struggled. Now, in the game against Mount Vernon at Spring Arbor back on February the 1st, which I was at that game, and it was absolutely awesome, Spring Arbor, they played great the first half. They hung with Mount Vernon the first half. They did. Mount Vernon, I believe, took a 1-point lead at the half. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, we never know what's going to happen. Now, in the third quarter, and I'm getting extra phone notifications, so just bear with me on that. Now, in that Spring Arbor game, now Spring Arbor, from halftime, they only scored 21 points in the whole second half. Mount Vernon outscored them, I believe, 31 to 20 in the second half. Now, when you think of those numbers, you're like, man, well, that's kind of like even. Well, Mount Vernon played extremely well in the second half. They played much better defense. They shot the ball a lot better. And overall, it was a great team effort because everybody contributed on offense and defense, like I said. So, can Mount Vernon defeat Spring Arbor this upcoming year? Yes, they can. But they have to do what they did both times against them this last year. They gotta play defense. They got to play great offense. They can't turn the ball over that many times. And that, honestly, was the biggest issue that Mount Vernon had this last year. They turned the ball over way too many times a game. Way too many times. In fact, a game at Huntington back in January, they turned the ball over 23 times in a game. You can't turn the ball over that many times and win games. So in part 6, I will conclude with the last 2 teams. So thanks for bearing with me.